Hello, how are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you. Will you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, yes. My name is Melissa, and I'm a mom of four. I am currently a student.
Okay. Now, why did you contact us?
So, I was having some issues in my relationship. Felt like I had a very solid relationship as far as love. The foundation was there, trust was there, but just something was just not, there was something blocking us from completing the full connection.
Okay. Um, Now, is that with a current relationship?
Yes. I also I had some issues with my ex-husband, some issues where he was causing a lot of stress on me, a lot of negativity. Um, it was affecting my children. My children are very balanced and well-behaved children, but there was just a sense of like unhappiness that was going on. So I felt like I needed some sort of help that not just anyone could provide for me, not a counselor, not a therapist. So
Okay. Well, the help was given to you, obviously, because you contacted us about it. So, how are things now? And can you give any examples?
So my current relationship, um, there was with on his part, there was like some sort of suffering that he had gone through of some
Mhm.
sort, and it was sort of hindering our relationship. I contacted you and Ken and let you guys know. And once you start doing the work on us, it was crazy. It was like everything just completely turned around from that point. I started to notice that he was letting go of a lot of the fears he might have had or insecurities. And that made room for more positive. And since then, we've just been a lot closer. My relationship with my children and my current situation, my current relationship, everything, we're just like a one big happy family now. And it's kind of like this huge weight was lifted off of my shoulders because I didn't want to lose the relationship over something that I knew could be fixed. I just needed that extra guidance and help. With my ex-husband, it wasn't that his behaviors were fixed. It was my ability to not let it affect me. I felt a sort of protection and peace within me that allowed me to not absorb any of his negativity, intake it, and allow it to come out into my life.
Hmm. Now, has the communication improved at all between anybody that you're talking about, your current relationship or your ex or the children?
I don't think my ex is ready for communication yet. I'm open to it. I just think that that's something he's just independently going to have to work on. I do continue to try my method of, well, not necessarily my method, my approach to how I interact with him or speak with him through text has changed a bit.
Mhm.
I'm less emotional and more just dry in a sense. My current relationship, um, it's definitely. I mean, all I can say is there's just like tons of improvement in every way, shape, and form. His communication is has been so much better. He's
Okay.
opened up more. He's seen the relationship for what it is instead of fearing what it could be or would be or might be. He's just taking it for what it's worth. And there are now plans for a more solid future.
Okay. Now, you recently had a son who got married, and would you tell a little bit about how uh, you said that your ex-husband was different in a good way when you
Oh,
had told me? Would you share that story with us?
right. So my son, I'm a student. I'm not able to afford a certain lifestyle just yet. But my when my son told me that he was getting married,
Mhm.
I was kind of a little disappointed that I wouldn't be able to contribute. But my ex-husband decided to contribute to for he decided to pay for the whole thing essentially. And I was really concerned about being invited because it's the the hatred, I guess, that he holds for me leaving is that strong that it's possible that he would not have allowed me to come, being the one who's paying for everything. So I was really nervous, but for some reason and it's against everything that he is. So it didn't make sense, but he allowed for me to come, my mother to come, my sister to come, and even paid, I think it was close to $1,200 for the two children to be able to attend our second, our two youngest children to come, which I thought I'd have to leave them at home because I couldn't afford three tickets on a short notice. So
Nice.
he was very generous, and he is by nature, but not towards me anymore, if that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Sort of like a punishment.
All right. So he went ahead and took care of everything. And
Yes.
how was it then? Um, because you had said that there was that hatred and it was hard to communicate with him. So when you were there at the wedding, how did that go? Were there any challenges or
Okay, so I had anticipated many challenges, but to my surprise, he was like I tried to express as much gratitude as possible. We didn't engage in any real exchange of words other than me just saying thank you very much for your generosity. I appreciate you letting my family come. I appreciate you flying the kids. And he didn't give attitude, which I expected. He wasn't cold, rigid. He just nodded his head and said, "You're welcome." So that was a huge surprise. It just went against everything that he is as a person. He really is like this high strung and, you know, angry a lot of times. So that sort of subsided for this moment. And I know that you told me to say what I need to say to prepare for the situation and surrounding myself with healing light, and I did, and it just seemed to work. It's undeniable that it worked. It had to be what you and Ken guided me to do because that's the only thing that makes sense. I feel like had I gone there without this guidance, it definitely would have been a different situation, very uncomfortable, very unwelcoming. If
wow,
I
thank
was
God
there at
for
all.
that.
Yes.
Now, I know you also reached out because of some health challenges. Have you had any healing work that has been done that you've noticed any changes in?
Right. So my daughter and I were in a 5-time rollover accident coming home from visiting family. And I have herniated discs, C5 and 6, and T11 and 12, and permanent nerve damage in both arms and in my right leg. My back, my neck, everything just was in constant pain. And because you're able to walk and because, you look good on the outside, people just assume that you're okay. But I was really suffering headaches, like not just normal headaches, like migraines, debilitating migraines, hardly able to open up my eyes the light sensitivity, everything has, all of that for the most part has gone away. I still have a little discomfort in my upper back, my neck, but that seems to have sort of just taken a better turn, and I'm not getting tingly in my hands as much, and my leg as much. So definitely.
Wow. Okay. Thank God for that. I'm glad that you're really seeing the improvements there.
It feels good to start to get back to the person that I was before the accident, you know.
Mm-hmm. Now, is there anything else, any other story or anything you'd like to share with the people who will be viewing this video?
I think that it's very easy to and normal to question some, like, maybe guidance. Is it real? Is it not? All I can say is that it's just, there are too many things that have happened that have done a turnaround in my life to just chalk it up to being coincidence. I mean, I was suffering until I met you and Ken. So for me, I feel like I can only attribute it to the guidance.
Okay. And then I know you've received guidance as far as things you should be doing in your life as well.
Right. School, moving. It's very interesting because you might not get the answer that you want. In the guidance, I didn't get an answer that I wanted. And I think that that's very interesting because people need to understand that you're not going to get the answers that you want to hear. You're going to get what you need in life. And it's kind of hard. It was kind of hard for me anyway to just say, because I really wanted, like, example, to move to Tennessee. But when I was guided not to, I was very disappointed because I'm like, well, my sister is going to be moving there. My mom wants to move there. My best friend from high school is going to be moving there. Everyone, all my important friends and family are going to be moving there. How can I not be guided? That's a good thing. Why isn't the guidance seeing that? But then I let it go, and I just had a little faith and went with it, and better things started coming up, like more opportunities for me. So more scholarships for school were offered to me all of a sudden. Better opportunity for my purchasing of a home. So it's really like you just have to have faith. You just have to go with it, give it a chance, and it will work for you.
Thank you for sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
That was amazing for me to hear. So I appreciate that. Again, I appreciate you taking time out of your day to be able to go and tell us about yourself and things that you've experienced.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I look forward to continuing working with you and seeing where your life ends up.
Thank you. I appreciate all of the work that you and Ken do. I really do. It's done wonders for my family.
Thank God for that.
Yes.